hope you guys had an amazing holiday.
Hey guys, happy holidays. Nick and Ash here. And we're going to talk to you guys this morning about the topic of goal setting. And I think it's very appropriate for us to talk to you about the topic of goal setting on the island of St. Bart's, because this was a goal for us a year ago that we wrote down and that we're currently getting a chance to check off as a completed goal in our journal. And I know Ash has special feelings about this goal.
It feels good to check it off, but it's also very sad to leave. This is definitely one place that I was trying to find a way for us to stay a couple more days, but I am excited to get back home to Miami and kick off 2013 too.
So add this place to one of your goal lists, whether it's for 2013 or 14, St. Bart's, fantastic place. So like I shared with you guys, we're going to talk to you about the topic of goal setting, and this is a topic that is very near and dear to our hearts because we believe personally that much of where we're at as individuals and as a couple is because of the art of writing specific goals and running a process that's somewhat scientific, right? I think the topic of goal setting is very cliche. There's a lot of vagueness around the topic. Don't worry, we're not getting bombed. It's just a little plane jumping from island to island. We're all good. So the topic of goal setting can be very cliche, but I want to give you specific things that we do. I want to give you guys a glimpse inside of our life of what we actually do, and I'm going to give you two sets of 3 steps. 2 sets of 3 steps. So first thing, gang, and before we get into those steps, is you need a journal. And you need a new one every year. Yes, you're going to write in your journal every couple days, what's happened in your life and update what's happened in your life every couple days, but you need a fresh, clean one because you're going to start the new one with what happened in 2012, aka last year, and then you're going to go into what you're going to complete in 2013, aka this year, and then you'll write every few days on top of that inside your journal. We're just going to focus on the goals section of this. And imagine having a dozen of these lined up over the next 12 years that you can go back and reflect on. So get yourself a journal. So let's dive in. The first thing you're going to do, guys, is you're going to look back on 2012. And there's 3 steps on looking back on 2012. The first step is to do a 2012, year in review, so to speak.
Absolutely, and with that step, it's actually a lot of fun. What you're going to do is literally on the first part of the first page in your journal, write best of 2012, the previous year, and go through and just label it by month, January, February, March, all the way through December, and come up with your favorite memories from that month. There may be 10 memories each month, or there may be 1 or 2. There may be a few months that you didn't have anything spectacular happen in your life that was an awesome memory. But go through and write those down, guys, because it's a lot of fun. For example, when we pull out our journals in our office and we have them in chronological order by year, we get to pull it out, and the very first page is always that best of. And we can remember the best memories of that year together, and it's one of those things that is designed in your goal setting, not to kind of be something that that's difficult. It's more of something that is fun for you to go back and look at.
I want to make a point here that your 2012 review is not going back and looking at the goals you accomplished.
Yeah.
That's not what you're doing. You're just looking at moments in time over the year that you felt were special, and you're just going to jot those things down so you have them databased, for your kids and your kids' kids, right? One of the best ways to do this, by the way, is go to Facebook. Don't mess with their 2012, highlights thing that they create. That's not your highlights. That's just things that people, commented on a lot. What I want you to do is go through the whole year. Look at all your posts. And you'll have a giant memory jogger of all your best memories that you personally feel were your best of 2012, and you're going to jot them down in that journal. The second thing you're going to do is
learn and grow. Maybe you want to highlight those a little bit.
Well, learn and grow, guys, means that you're going to think of all the things that you didn't necessarily accomplish. Maybe things that you weren't happy of or most excited of. I don't believe in the fact that you had a failure. Maybe it was something that you didn't accomplish. Bottom line is I want you to learn and grow from these things that you didn't finish or that you didn't complete or that didn't go your way throughout the year, because I think so many people, they don't look at the things that went wrong. They only look at the things that went right. Therefore, they never grow and learn from those things, and they continually make the same mistakes over and over and over
Absolutely.
again. So step one, you want to do a year in review. Step two is you want to jot down the things that didn't go your way. And then step three
is the completed goal list. So this will actually, you'll have your journal from last year and your new journal in front of you, and you'll go through and you'll literally, and this feels good, guys, you'll check off the things that you completed in that year. We have actually a little box, you taught me this, that we write next to each goal. That way you feel accomplished every time you check one of those off. And then you rewrite those things that you did complete into your new journal.
Yeah, for sure. Start your 2013 journal with everything you completed in 2012, the goals that you got done and that you checked off. So you have that sense of, accomplishment to kick off 2013 with. And, one of the things that I personally do is, I have a top 10 out of all those goals. I have a top 10 that I focus on, and I actually kind of give myself a bit of a score. And how I do this is each goal is 100%. So if I get it 100% done, it gets 100%. If I get it halfway done, it's a 50%. If I get it 2/3 done, 66%, you get the idea. And for 2012, of my top 10 biggest goals of the year, these are the most important goals for me for 2012, I got 78% of them done.
That's really good, guys. And if you're still in high school, or if you have kids looking at this, like, well, wait a minute, 78? That's not even quite a B. You cannot look at it like that.
Yeah, I didn't get a C+. Here's what this means. 10 things that I thought were the biggest things of 2012, I got 78% complete. And, I'll give you guys an example. March to $1 billion was a really important one. I wanted to do $1 billion in sales all in. You know what? I didn't get 100% done. But does that mean it was a bad thing that it got 65% done? I mean, how many companies out there in their third year of launching a program did $650 million in sales that year? Probably not that many, right? So I'm pretty happy with 65%.
And this is not a test, this is your life. So when you can write down the craziest goals that you could ever imagine for that year and then score 78%, you're doing good, guys.
You're doing extremely well. I mean, bottom line is if you got one thing new completed, that's a success, right? So step one, 2012 review. Step two, learn and grow. Step three is do a complete goal list, a checklist of all the ones you completed. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, completed. If you want to, give yourself a percentage goal, knock yourself out. Let's talk about 2013. By the way, one more thing. You want to make sure you're doing this with your significant other. Do it separately first. She does her review, I do my review, I look at my failures, she looks at her failures, temporary defeats. She does her completed list, I do my completed list, and then we come together afterwards and we compare notes at the end of that. Now, for 2013, the first thing you're going to do is what I like to call a goal storm. Many of you guys know what a brainstorm is, right? A brainstorm is a clean sheet of paper and just whatever comes to mind, write it down, write it down, write it down. Well, I want you to do that for goals. And I don't want you to worry as to whether or not you can complete them in 2013. Don't worry about that. If it's something you want to have happen, it's something you want to do in your life, write it down because you might go, maybe not 2013, but maybe next year, maybe the year after that. So write down everything in your goal storm. Anything to add in goal storm?
Yeah, don't judge yourself during this process. I mean, get in a comfortable place where there's no distractions. Maybe you have some of your favorite inspirational music playing behind you. Maybe you're on a beach. Whatever inspires you. That's actually where we were, on the beach.
Yep.
And without even thinking or judging, right. We literally both filled up 2 entire pages just in the goal storm.
Now, from the goal storm, what you're going to do is you're going to put these goals into goal categories, okay? And you're going to end up trimming off some of the ones that you're like, yeah, not this year, not this year, not this year, not this year. It's okay to be realistic, right? Some people are like, well, if I don't write it down for this year, then, am I not being, if I'm not having big enough dreams? Well, I want to go to outer space, but it's not going to be in 2013, right? It's maybe 2016, maybe 2017. It's on my list out there, but it's not in 2013. You got to be realistic about some of these. So, now, you're going to, like I said, go through your goal storm and then place them into categories.
Right, which is step number.
It's step number 2. Step number 2 of 2013, right? So that's step 2. Step 1, goal storm. Step 2, categorize these. Now, I'm not going to give you what your category should be. Everybody is different. I'll give you some examples. Ashley will give you some examples of goal categories. but you got to pick what's your goal categories are. What are some examples of them?
We have spirituality is an important goal category. We have vacations. We added one new this year that we realized we needed to add, which is the new baby category. So, things are going to change. We didn't have that on our list, obviously, last year, but we both have goals for our unborn child that'll be here in May. So think about things like that are important to you, and then subcategorize those.
Think of it like a wheel, right? Your life is a wheel, and each one of these categories is a spoke to the wheel, right? So I don't know how many spokes you're going to have on yours, but you'll definitely have a few. Could be your health, could be your finance and business, could be family, could be philanthropy and spirituality, could be, you get the picture, right? Could be entertainment, could be travel. I don't know. Pick 5, 6 different goal categories and begin to place all of these goals into these 5 to 6 goal categories. I would love to see 5 to 10 goals per category for you. 5 to 10 goals per category for you guys. To give you guys an example, I have 72 goals so far, and I still got 3 days left in the year. 72 goals so far that I want to complete for 2013 on my personal list, and then I've got to get Ashley's and figure out, what is our final. I bet I'll have somewhere around 100 goals, and we'll put them into our goal categories, and away we go. Hopefully we'll be checking off all of those 100 over 2013.
Yes.
So, 2013, step 1, goal storm. Step 2, put them into categories. Now, step 3, of all of these 20, 50, 80, 100 goals, all of these goals, I want you to pull off the top 5 to 10. There's no specific number. All I can tell you is, if you only have 10 goals for the year, then you should have like 2 be your top 2. If you got 100 goals for the year, then you may need top 10 or 12, right? If you got 50 goals, you might need top 5, 6, or 7. Here's what this top list is. This is the list of goals that have the most impact, importance, and influence over all the rest of your goals. Meaning, if I got these 5 done, if I just got these 5 done, or if I just got these 8 done.
Or right, if I got these right.
Correct, yeah, if I got these right, what would my life look like, and how would that affect all these others? And if you can narrow your focus down, see, many of you guys are a floodlight, right? So you make this list of 100 goals, but you spend all your time focused on the less important ones. Well, I really said I was going to, backpack up this little hill, and that fills your brain, and you got like 10 of these goals that are like little simple ones, and that becomes the thing you focus on, as opposed to, holy cow, I really said that I was going to do blank in my life, and if you did that, 10 of these little ones would fall into place, right? So, Ashley, anything you want to add to that top 10 focus?
Absolutely, guys. This is probably, for us at least, the most time-consuming part. Because you get so excited, you have your goal storm, like, I want all of them, I want to do all this. And then you have to find a way to narrow it down. And this probably took each of us about 45 minutes apiece.
Just the narrowing down?
Just the narrowing down to the top 10. And then, I even found myself scratching some off, like, is that really something that would impact the 10 or 15 other goals that I have on my list? Probably not. So I'm going to take that back out of my top 10, and I'm going to put this one in, right? Things that are really meaningful and impactful. And a lot of those things, guys, I recommend, sitting down, like Nick said, and making sure that that some of those, not all of them, men and women are different. I'm going to have some different top 10 than Nick's going to have. But, probably 4 or 5 of those, if you're in a relationship, should be very similar.
Absolutely. You need to be overlapping, obviously, with your significant others. So, gang, this whole process, we're probably 7 or 8 hours deep right now. Time spent in that journal.
Not done yet.
We're not done yet. I would say we're probably halfway done. And you might be thinking, so let me get this straight. You spend 15 to 20 hours just on creating your goals, your focuses, reviewing the year before, learning and growing, narrowing down. Yeah, I do. Here's why. Because this is our life. Like, how serious do you take your life? Because if you aren't creating your life, you're a part of somebody else's creation.
Right.
Somebody out there, your boss is somewhere making a goal list, figuring out how to get you to fill a blank on his goal list.
You got one, guys. This is it.
One life.
Yep.
How serious do you take your life, right? I take 20 hours to recap last year and to figure out next year, because I still got to figure out which habits I need to create to make these goals a success, which disciplines, who I have to be, my value system. So there's a long ways to go here. But I hope in this 15 minutes, these 2 sets of 3 steps have been meaningful for you.
Absolutely. One thing I want to add, some of the craziest, I guess, aha moments for us over the years have been some of those wild and crazy goals that we've written down that honestly, guys, we had no idea how we were going to make them happen, who was going to come into our lives, what ideas, what people were going to be influential in helping us check off that goal, but they happened. And sometimes we over-succeeded, and it's like, oh my gosh, we've got to write those down. We've got to keep thinking big and keep writing those down.
I have big goals, guys, and I just want to recap this, and then we're going to close out. So, 2 sets of 3 steps. I want you to review 2012, step 1. Figure out what went wrong and what you need to fix, step 2. And then I want you to do a whole goal checklist of everything you got done, all your goals you completed for 2012. Then for 2013, I want you to do a goal storm. I want you to then put them into categories and then narrow it down to your top 10. Trim it down, and then narrow it down to your top 10 for your focus for 2013. If you'll do these 2 sets of 3, you're on the right track. Are you going to get rich? Are you going to get skinny? Are you going to get... No, not by just writing these down. But you're giving yourself such a massive advantage by writing them down, because you now have a game plan in place. See, I believe that success is the 3-step process. It's goal, strategy, action. Goal, strategy, action. Goal, strategy, action. Over and over and over again. You're doing the first of the 3 steps. You then got to figure out your strategies, and then you take massive action over and over and over and over again to complete these goals. I'm not telling you you're going to get rich because of the fact that you set goals. I'm telling you you're doing the first of 3 really important steps. And I believe that you can do this. I believe that you can have as many goals accomplished in your life that you truly want to. I know this works for us, and I believe in every single one of you.
Guys, it's one of the most attractive things in a person when you ask them, hey, what do you want in life? And they can tell you. They know what they want. They're not wish-washy. They don't beat around the bush. Well, this year it might happen if I... None of that anymore. You've got to sit down and spend the time to do this so that you can create your life, or like Nick said, somebody else will create it for you.
Guys, have an amazing 2013, but have it created and put it in that journal. We love you guys. We can't wait to create this year with you. Have a great, great New Year. God bless everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great New Year.